We are on a train now from Siliguri to Dimapur in Nagaland. I think it's about still 7, 8 hours left to go. Supposed to arrive just before midnight. Yes, okay, so, well, as well, first time in a train in India, so experienced a few things now already. So let's just continue. So it's Exodus chapter 9, verse 1. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Go in to Pharaoh and say to him, 'Thus says the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, let my people go, that they may serve me.'" Right, so already 4 plagues done, and so now we're getting to the fifth one. And before God's going to say what that one is, again he's telling Pharaoh, like we've seen in the previous chapter as well, where 3 were discussed, the chapter before that 1, then 3, and now again this chapter is going to be 3. That well, you need to let the people go to serve. Now here it's not stated like, let them go for good or anything like that. It's just go to serve them. So like he asked for, right, just those couple of days to go and bring some offerings. So Moses again sent by God to go and speak with Pharaoh. Verse 2, "For if you refuse to let them go and still hold them, behold, the hand of the Lord will fall with a very severe plague upon your livestock that are in the field, the horses, the donkeys, the camels, the herds, and the flocks." So, well, there's a warning now, like God has done before as well, warning Pharaoh. So he warns him, and he's warning him and telling him what's going to happen. And what's going to happen is here's now this plague that is going to fall on the livestock, right? On the horses, very important for warfare, the donkeys for work, the camels for all their trade over the desert routes, herds, flocks. So these things are going to happen if Pharaoh's not going to listen. Verse 4. "But the Lord will make a distinction between the livestock of Israel and the livestock of Egypt, so that nothing of all that belongs to the people of Israel shall die." So in this verse we see just how God is saying so, but there's now going to be a distinction, like the end of the previous chapter, right? When there was a distinction between the people and the people, now we're going to see a distinction between this livestock of the Hebrews and the livestock of the Egyptians ultimately. Okay, so God is going to make this distinction between the one group's livestock, not just now the people, but even their belongings, the livestock, in this case the animals, and those it belongs to ultimately the Egyptians. So from the livestock of his people, the Hebrews, nothing shall die. Verse 5, "And the Lord said at the time, saying, tomorrow the Lord will do this thing in the land." Right? So it's not just a maybe in the future. So when something happens, it's like all these raptures that people predict these days. I guess some of the time maybe one's going to be correct with Jesus coming back, right? Anyhow, the raptures, us meeting Jesus, not sitting on the up there holding a holiday or something like that, a feast for 7 years before, while everybody is suffering on earth, kind of idea. But anyhow, that's not the point. We're not now discussing the rapture. It's just that so many people the whole time are saying about, oh, these things are going to happen, these things are not going to happen, and it never happens. But in this case, God is giving an exact time. Tomorrow this is going to happen. So it's not as if it happened 2 days later or 3 days later or 4 days later. So, see, God said. But the fact that it happened, like with this timeline, it clearly shows that God, this is who said it's going to happen. All right, verse 6, "And the next day the Lord did this thing. All the livestock of the Egyptians died, but no one, not one of the livestock of the people of Israel did." So as God said, next day it's going to happen. Next day the plague came, livestock on the one side, the Egyptians died, livestock on the other side, nothing happened to them. It's just that. Verse 7, "And Pharaoh sent, and behold, not one of the livestock of Israel was dead. But the heart of Pharaoh hardened, and he did not let the people go." So Pharaoh send out these people to go and find, see, is that true? What about the livestock over there? So I mean, you can imagine, yes, like this, all this livestock. But I mean, this is the plague falls on animals. It falls on all indiscriminately. It's not like the plague is going to pick a certain group of cows over another group of cows, right? Or other animals. Okay, yeah, I mean, that's not how plagues work, right? Scientifically, just as not how plagues ultimately work. They go indiscriminately, like with the whole COVID thing of a couple of years ago, right? It didn't choose and pick and choose who's going to get sick and who's not going to get sick. Like so many people just got sick from everywhere on this planet. So yes, with livestock, with plagues as well, this is just how it's going to happen. So he would have sent all these people to go and check. It can't be true. I know this is what Moses said, but it could not have happened this way. Yes, our livestock, yes, but their livestock will be dead as well. In the end, he found out ultimately, no, it's not true. Their livestock, none of their livestock died. But our livestock, they died, right? But is he going to let the people go? Is he going to submit to God and let the people, even only for a 3 days journey, go into the wilderness? No, his heart was hardened. He did not let them go. So, well, it sets the stage for, as we know, there are ultimately 10 of them. Okay, so it sets the stage in this case now for the 6th one that will come in the next couple of verses.